Welcome to part 2, further adventures in the Shit Happens tour, Lima, Montana to Rawlins, Wyoming. Part 1 covered our first 1,200 kilometers of the trip to Antelope Wells, New Mexico. We've been on the road 5 nights and we still haven't gotten out of Montana yet. And yes, the locals call it Lima, Montana, not Lima, Peru. We hadn't gotten more than about 40 kilometers out of Lima. And Mike got a flat. In fact, he got 2 flats. Although Mike was able to plug one of the holes, his attempts to plug the second were unsuccessful. And my attempts to find slime in Lima were also unsuccessful. We were sort of stuck in the hike. Well, along came Terry and Sue, and they invited us up to their place, known as the Hole in the Wall, where Terry said, "Have at the shop, I've got a lot of slime, fix up your tire, make yourselves comfortable. Beer and burgers are on us tonight." Now, Terry and Sue had gone into Lima to celebrate the July 4th long weekend, so we had the run of their place, and I had a conversation with a sister who phoned from Alaska. The next day dawned sunny and hot, and as we headed east into Idaho, we rode some rather straight roads. We went through the Red Rock Lakes Wildlife Refuge. We had our 7th Continental Divide crossing. And really, it was a nice, uneventful day. Quite a change. At Big Springs, we hoped to take the Warm River Rail Trail, but due to the huge crowds, given it was the July long weekend, we chose to take the alternate route and avoid all that soft ash. And here we are going down State Roads 292, 291, and 82. The gravel road going through the Targhee National Forest was really nice. However, we did notice there were no open campsites. Go figure, the holiday weekend and all of that. We had dinner at the Flag Ranch. The ladies at the Flag Ranch campsite told us you can camp anywhere out of the National Forest, and so we did. That's right.
I don't know.
Why not?
Go take a look.
Okay. As the sun set, it became very obvious we weren't the only ones camping on public lands. There were an awful lot of campsites around us and an awful lot of people enjoying the great outdoors on the holiday weekend. A nice end to an uneventful day. We enjoyed every kilometer. The next day dawned almost cloudless as we drove south through Grand Teton National Park, and then we headed east through Bridger Teton National Forest into the high country. The signs did say only vehicles with high clearance past this point. We enjoyed a lot of high alpine and subalpine riding on this part of the trip. It included crossing Union Pass at 9,210 feet. After dinner, we found ourselves climbing into the desert foothills of the Wind River Range. And describe where we're camping tonight.
Just down a treacherous slope. No, just kidding. By a creek. Yeah, it's pretty nice.
A little bit off-road to get here, huh? It's up there somewhere. And a little camera.
Nice. Nice and windy though.
Nice and windy, and we got sunlight to go. Ooh, look at that. There's, let's have a close look at the best kickstand ever. This spot turned out to be the most spectacular campsite of the entire journey. Ah, it was a beautiful place. Morning. Day 6, middle of the desert. It's chilly out today. There's some clouds. The cows were around our tent a few minutes ago. Morning, Mike. Good day in the desert?
Good day in Cowland.
No people until Rawlins?
Yes, yes. There's that consideration.
Oh, great.
No water either.
For this 1.5 mile section of the road, you are actually riding the Continental Divide. Sort of cool. Hey cows, how y'all doing? Hi guys. Hello little ones. Oh, cool. There's some cute places. Taxes are probably low. Notice how Mike's all bundled up in his jacket and his long pants and everything. Remember, we're in the high desert in July. It's frickin' cold. And it's been threatening to rain all morning. Concrete posts show that this is the same path used by the California Trail, the Mormon Pioneer Trail, the Oregon Trail, and the Pony Express Trail in the mid-1800s. Here we arrive in Rawlins mid-afternoon looking for some food. We had not only a hard time finding food, we had a really hard time getting out of town again. Little did we know what lay ahead for us as we raced the rain south of town. With 3,000 temporary workers in Rawlins, there was no place at the inn, so we were in a hurry to get out of town and set up our tents before the storms hit. We were rather unsuccessful in most of that goal. 90 minutes or so south of town, my motorcycle died a mysterious death and could not be resuscitated. We spent the night in the rain, in the mud. Oh, it was fun. When I say rain, I mean torrential cloudbursts. 24 hours later, we're having lunch. We've been spending the morning phoning car rental, truck rentals, trying to get in touch with repair places 100 miles away. We're having lunch. We're looking at the weather. Lady at the next table says, Here you go. Shows us her weather on the iPad. We finish our lunch, we take off. Her husband chases us in a car, honks at us, says he's got a trailer. Next thing you know, old Jed's a millionaire. We hook up the trailer to his pickup truck. He drives us out to the bike. He loads us on, brings us back. 3 hours later, all our gear's here. The weather's half decent. And the motorcycle's in a shop in town, hopefully to be looked at tomorrow. So we're smelling like roses. Thanks to Rawlins. Rawlins, Wyoming. I have photos and a newspaper article about this at the end of the video if you really want to look. Drying time. The phone, that doesn't work. A wet weather forecast helped us decide to turn around and run home. Riverton for lunch on the rescue ride home.
No rain.
No rain. We spent the next day dodging storms as we headed north to the Great Plains. Here we are, just leaving the Rocky Mountains and the rain behind. Rock Springs is located west of Rawlins. We were south of Rawlins and southeast of Rock Springs. We received the same cloudbursts and heavy rainfall that they got in Rock Springs. Through the heavy rains and the strong winds, both of our tents survived the night. We both stayed dry and, relatively speaking, warm. Good gear, quite possibly, saved our lives. It certainly kept us from being totally miserable. And no, to this day, I have no idea why the motorcycle stopped working.